Hi everyone, it's Sunday again. These Sundays are coming around really quickly at the moment, aren't they? For those of you who are new to the channel, you'll wonder what on earth I'm talking about. Basically, I always do a karmic read on a Sunday. This is for the divine feminines who have a divine masculine in a karmic relationship. Okay, so we're going to have a look at how the divine masculine's feeling, but also how the karmic's feeling. Yeah, that's about it really. Oh, that's what I meant to say. That's why I hesitated. I do actually want to get, excuse me, I do actually want to get this out to you tonight. I will try my best. At the moment, YouTube seems to be extremely busy, so uploads are taking quite a long time. I think last week it took about 5 hours for some reason to get it uploaded, so that's why it was quite late in the evening. So let's, fingers crossed for today, let's all send positive energy, and I'll ask Spirit to do a quick upload for us if possible. Okay, so thank you by the way for your ongoing comments, your likes, your shares. Those of you who've been watching my Divine Masculine readings will know that I've had a lot of headaches this week due to the energy of the divine masculine, and so it's going to be interesting to see where he's at with the karmic relationship this week. This obviously won't apply to all of you, but I guess if you're watching a karmic reading, then this has some sort of significance for you. Whoop! My goodness. All right, Spirit, thank you. Sorry, they get impatient when I talk too much. So they've put out 2 cards that are basically saying, I love this. They've put out 2 cards to say, Divine Femmes, we know life's difficult for you at the moment, because here we are, this is your card, the loving woman here. And we know that you're feeling a consciousness of lack at the moment, so you're missing your DM. We understand that, we know that. So that's a lovely acknowledgement from Spirit before we even start. So thank you, Spirit. Let's get started on the reading, otherwise they'll keep throwing out more cards for any reason. So, okay, let's look. Spirit, can we look at the Divine Masculine, please? How's he feeling at the moment towards the karmic? How is he feeling generally? What can you tell us, please? The Divine Masculine, thank you. Ooh, we have letting go. Is it that one too? They said yes, but you have to be quick. They're in a funny mood today. We have true love. Okay, now this is interesting. What else, please, Spirit? What else? Oh, consciousness of lack. Again, mirror energy. We've just seen this for the DF. How interesting. What else, please? Friends and colleagues. Again, do you know, I'm getting very interested and excited about this because, you know, we've had this energy come up, this friends and colleagues energy in the last 2 or 3 readings. And, you know, my feeling was that, I'm just going to start with this because it's significant. The feeling was, you know, for a long time, the Divine Masculine had people around him who were basically keeping him stuck where he was. They were giving too many opinions. They were telling him what they thought he ought to do, encouraging him to stay in the karmic relationship. You know, all that was going on. But now it feels like there's been an energy shift, and it's almost as though, as they've seen the divine feminine, as they've seen the divine masculine opening up, awakening, sort of, you know, becoming stronger, they've realised that he's not happy, you know? And we seem to have this change of energy in the people who are around him. And I don't mean the karmic, I mean his friends, any work colleagues he has, just people around him are suddenly realising that maybe he'd be, you know, happier elsewhere. So that's really interesting that we're seeing this again. What's interesting here is we're seeing very little to do with the karmic, and this has been a pattern over the last few weeks. You know, I've asked specifically for how he is feeling about the karmic, but we're not getting those cards. We're getting how he's feeling and what his intentions are cards. So at the moment, he is desperate to let go of the situation he's in. He's being held back, you know. Here that's portrayed with these dogs, you know, that they're not letting this woman move forward. And read into that what you will. But, you know, she's being held back. You know, this is a divine masculine energy. He's desperate to move on. Look, there's closed doors in this direction. This is the direction the dogs are taking him. They're keeping close to the closed doors. But this divine masculine desperately wants to walk through the open door. He desperately wants to let go of his current situation and move things forward. And where does he want to go to? He wants to go towards his true love, which is you, divine femme. You know, how many times are we seeing this message? You know, we all know, and I do know that I tend to say this every week, but we know that he's dealing with circumstances that he's having to manage before he can move forward. Now, whether that is family, whether that is, you know, to do with being connected with his work, or whether that's to do with, you know, as I say, children or finance, you know, it's going to be different for all of you. It will resonate in a different way. But he certainly knows what he wants. He is still trying to figure out how he's going to do it. But we'll see if he's got a plan, you know, later on. If any of you watched the Divine Masculine read, if you haven't, then you might want to check that out. It's on, I did it just a couple of days ago, a Divine Masculine read about, you know, what his intentions are really. And, you know, we're seeing from the Divine Masculine that he is planning. That's come up in 2 Divine Masculine readings this week. He is planning to take action. It's a very clear card. It hasn't come up yet, but let's see. Because at the moment, he's feeling void of emotion, you know. He's missing his true love. He's missing his divine femme. He's realizing that his relationship with his karmic, although it may have served a purpose for him, you know, and I'm sure he has some feelings for the karmic, but in terms of that true love, that emotional fulfillment, he knows he's not going to get it from the karmic, you know. He knows he's moved in the wrong direction. And this is very much, for me, a twin flame card, because we have the reflection. And as we know, twin flames mirror each other, you know. And so he knows where he wants to be. He knows he wants to go home to what he feels is his security, his emotional security, which is his divine feminine. So at the moment, he's really feeling empty-hearted, you know, because what he wants is a distance from him. You know, even if you live round the corner, if he's unable to reach you because of circumstances, you will feel a distance away. So, you know, interesting. Again, in one of the reads I did in the week, I was woken up by the Divine Masculine. We're not together, we're in separation, by the way, but I was woken up on the 5D with him. And it got so bad, I just couldn't settle. I felt distressed and I couldn't settle. So I went back into, I went into another room and I pulled cards regarding it, you know, and they were cards that showed he was very troubled at the moment. So, you know, I do get the feeling that he's having sleepless nights, that he's stressing a lot. He's feeling under a lot of pressure. So, yeah, and as I say every week, we always say, well, why doesn't he just walk then? It's not that simple. There are circumstances that are complicated that he's having to deal with. So, I'm going to continue with these cards. I'm loving these cards. I got them this week. Ooh, absolutely loving them. So let's see what we get for the karmic, please, Spirit. What can you tell us for the karmic, please? What can you tell us for the karmic? Okay, we have teacher energy. I'll come back to that in just a second. Let me get my spacing. Okay, oh, thank you. We have taking steps. That came out quickly. Oh my goodness, Spirit. Travel. That's interesting. I find them all interesting, don't I? I think it's the word I use most in my videos. What's that one? Thank you. Great achievement. How extraordinary. Okay, so here we have sort of, you know, obviously it says teacher on the card, but it almost feels like, you know, she's learning lessons here. You know, the karmic, I always say, by the way, it doesn't have to be gender specific. It's whichever way, whether it's a he or a she, you know, the karmic can be either, obviously. But, you know, here we have the energy of learning some lessons. So I think this whole experience for her is something that probably she wouldn't want to repeat. She thought the divine masculine was the love of her life, but she's learned some important lessons here. Excuse me. For some karmics, they may actually be doing some research regarding a certain issue. You know, they may be looking up where they stand if they co-own a property. They may be learning about, you know, how to pay bills if they're left alone. It could be any of those sorts of things, you know. So for some of them, they have learnt those lessons. For some of them, they're still learning. But I do feel that I don't think they're learning relationship lessons. I think that they are researching some information on particular topics, or they feel they've learnt the lessons they need to learn. Okay, because the second card, it could be either way, as I say, because all your circumstances are different. This is a general reading, but we see them taking steps here. Now, that could either be that they're taking steps regarding a particular matter, as I've just said, whether this is to do with a joint property they own or cohabitating, or whether it is cohabit, I don't know. I had a brain fog there, sorry. Or whether, you know, the divine, the karmic is taking steps towards trying to make things a lot more stable, you know. Maybe she's looking for some sort of clauses in legal manuals about what his responsibilities are, etc., etc. It could be something of that type. Or we could see that having learnt the lessons that she's learnt, she's taking steps to move towards something more stable. It could be either way, depending on the karmic that you are dealing with. Usually they're a lot more clear in one set of messages, but here they're giving me two very definite set of messages regarding the karmic here. It could be, of course, that the karmic is planning her next step forward, because here we have a card of travel. So if she feels that there's some way that she can solidify this relationship, hold on to this divine masculine by maybe, you know, planning a holiday or planning an event of some sort, you know, then that may be the steps that she's taking. That may be the research for some of them that she's doing. You know, for others, for other karmics, they may well be planning to just leave, you know. Here we see the back of a person, which suggests taking steps, you know, they're taking steps forward and leaving somebody behind or something behind. And, you know, here we have a card of travel, a card of adventure. So for some of them, they're planning to do that with the divine masculine. They're trying to, again, entice the divine masculine into staying in this relationship by planning an event of some kind. The reason that I feel that it may be some form of event or it may be some sort of celebration is that she feels that if she manages to keep this divine masculine, it will be a great achievement. You know, this card always looks like a celebration card to me of some sort. So, you know, it may be that she's trying to push things forward to tie down the divine masculine even more. You know, let me know if that applies to your situation. You know, drop a comment down below, because We have seen this karmic being quite devious in the last few readings. You know, she's confused and she's trying to hang on to the divine masculine and the lifestyle he's providing as much as she can. But here it does feel like she's trying to plan some sort of situation that will either entice him into, you know, loving her all over again in her eyes, or towards some sort of celebration. And I'm using the word celebration. Make of that card what you will. I don't want to say any words that, you know, will cause distress. But it feels like, you remember, this is in the karmic's head. The set of cards that we see from the divine masculine are about him moving forward with his divine feminine. But the karmic is trying to push him down another route to keep him where he is. So yes, this is why she's doing research. So I don't think all the lessons are quite learnt now that I've looked at the other cards. And it's whether or not this divine masculine will have the strength to actually say no to her plans. You know, that's what it all boils down to, doesn't it, really? So I'm going to get some more. Let me use some of these. Spirit, can we go back to the divine masculine and see why we have letting go energy, please? Yeah, because he's seeing things so much more clearly now. Again, this card has come up frequently in divine masculine readings. You know, he's seeing things so much more clearly that, you know, he knows which door. Remember, we had these doors in this card. He knows which door he wants to go through, you know, because he now, the fog has cleared and he now knows what he wants. I love seeing that, actually, because although progress may have felt slow to some of you, I love seeing that, because in, you know, readings a few months ago, he was just confused and static. He wasn't, you know, seeing anything clearly. So I'm loving the fact that he is. Why do we have true love energy here, please? What are his intentions? What's this about? Yeah, he's made a mistake. He's taken the wrong path and he's got himself trapped in this maze. Okay, so he wants to backtrack to his divine feminine, to where he was before. Even if you've never actually been in a relationship, he wants to come back to you. Okay. Why is he having this consciousness of lack, please? Yeah, he's worrying, even about small stuff at the moment. Look, don't sweat the small stuff, you know. He's got all sorts of thoughts going through his head. He's worried that you're going to be with someone else. He's worried you're going to reject him. He's beating himself up for making the wrong decision in the past, you know, and he's missing you, you know. He's missing you a lot. And so, yeah, any tiny little detail, it may well be that he's getting reminders of you. He may see, he may smell a perfume that reminds him of you. He may see someone, you know, that has the same hairstyle as you. It can be any of those things, you know, a piece of music, for example. But little things are triggering him at the moment. So let's see what these friends and colleagues are doing here, because they're this has been a big step forward if he's getting support to move forward from colleagues instead of negativity. Right, so they've seen that he's not been happy. Maybe he's been quite frustrated, quite angry, and he's been blowing off steam, you know, and they are the ones that he's been doing it to. You know, in previous readings, we've seen him talking to somebody professional, like a counsellor, somebody of that sort of type. You know what I mean? It could be a religious leader, but someone not in his friendship circle. But I do get the feeling that they're just seeing him presenting as quite frustrated and irritated at the moment. So they're realising that, you know, it's not all sweetness and light. He's not happy, regardless of what you may be seeing at a distance. His friends are realising that he's not, because they've seen his frustration firsthand. And what about the karmic, please? What's the teacher energy we have here? What is the teacher energy we have here, please? Gosh. Okay, so we have the just sing energy and we have reclaim your art. This is about the karmic presenting as though everything's fine. She still wants to be center of attention. She still wants all the limelight and, you know, the focus being on her. So, you know, she is researching. That has clarified for me that this isn't about her lessons being learned. This is about her, sorry, I'm holding two cards. This is about her researching how she can keep her position, how she can actually still be the center of attention, how the limelight can be on her, how she can keep this divine masculine because that's what he's providing. And with that, we had reclaim your art. So this is her about trying to reclaim the relationship as it was in the beginning, when everything felt new and exciting, and she was, you know, maybe, you know, presented to his friends and his family as, you know, an important person in his life. She enjoyed that attention. She enjoyed that feeling. She's trying to reclaim that at the moment. So let's see what steps she's taking. What are the steps the karmic is taking, please? What are the steps the karmic's taking? What are the steps? We have the say yes card. So she is planning something that she wants the divine masculine to agree with. She wants him to be there only for her. She wants to, it feels like an energy of trying to bind him, Spirit have just said, trying to bind him to her. So, you know, it feels like she's planning something big. She's taking steps forward to try and keep him in that position. And, you know, here is just the two of them, nobody else around, you know, and he is there just for her. So it seems like there's some steps afoot that she is taking which will tie him down even further. And it, as I said, it will be about whether he has the strength to say no. What's the travel card doing here, though, please? What is the travel card doing here? You are safe. She feels that if she takes him away from the current circumstances, the current situation, that she will save the relationship. You know, she will feel protected because it will just be her and him. They'll be in a different place. It'll all be about their relationship. And she feels that that will safeguard the relationship. In practical terms at the moment, with what's going on in the world, she may just feel that, you know, as soon as they are safe, they're able to travel, basically. So she's making the steps, taking the steps now, doing the planning now, so that the minute it's safe to travel, she can travel with the divine masculine to achieve whatever it is she's trying to achieve. Okay, so again, we've got this manipulative, devious energy from the karmic. So what is this great achievement, please? What is it she's planning? What is the karmic planning? What is this great achievement, please? What is the karmic planning? That's too many. Spirit, can we be clear, please? What is she planning? Yeah, look. She's planning this celebration of some sort, or planning to, you know, just get him back on side because she wants the divine masculine to be able to accept the love that she's offering him. So, you know, whatever this is, whether it's a beautiful holiday, whether it's a celebration that will tie him down, you know, whichever way, she wants him to accept the love that she is offering, and that is her whole aim. She just wants to be loved by him, and she wants him to be loved by her. So this is why she wants it just to be the two of them, and she wants him to be coming forward with, you know, the whole romantic gesture thing, because she feels she's losing him. She knows she's losing him. But she will try any tactic. This is a very devious karmic, I have to say. So I don't know if that applies to your karmic or not. You know, I've always been quite sympathetic towards the karmic in terms of, you know, she felt she found her dream, she's being let down, you know, and she had hard lessons to learn. But the more I see of devious behaviours, the, you know, the harder it is to sort of be positive. But, you know, equally, I'm not going to slate the karmic. You know, she's on her life path. We're on ours, and you know, I wish her well. Basically, that's all we can do. What's important here is that the divine masculine is focused on the divine feminine. So I'm going to take a couple of moonology at this stage, and then I'm going to do a few tarot, I think, but I just feel the need to pull a couple of moonology. What is the energy moving forward, please? Okay, your dreams need a practical plan. Let me get a second one with that. I don't want to take it in the wrong direction. Take time to breathe out. So what Spirit is saying is that they want you to be preparing for what could be ahead, because the divine masculine at some stage will break free. The steps are all there. We're seeing more steps in these readings, in the very recent readings, than we've seen for months. So yes, it's taking a huge amount of time, but he is taking steps here. So, you know, it says your dreams need a practical plan, because at the moment, you know, you may be feeling, oh, you know, I wish my divine masculine would turn up on the doorstep. But if you heard a knock right now, how would it be? You know, so you need to plan. You need to plan what's right for you, divine femme. You know, you need to take some time for you. Use this time while you're waiting to work through any issues you have of your own. Take your time to sort of relax, pamper yourself, you know, do the things that you enjoy. Because I think once this divine masculine steps forward, I think life will pick up a pace, that's for sure. Yeah, look, a fiery climax approaches. So I think things are going to suddenly move, and you're going to wonder what's hit you, basically. So they're saying, you know, have it in mind that if your divine masculine turned up tomorrow and says, you know, I'm whisking you off somewhere exotic, are you ready, divine femme? We wish. No, but are you ready? Seriously. What else? Yeah, they're saying, look, when you're stressed, because I know a lot of you are saying, a lot of you have had the same headaches I've had in the past week, you know, and they're saying it's time to meditate and just think things through. So two different things there. Meditation, working with your subconscious, obviously, really, really helpful if you're very stressed. The contemplation is all about this practical plan. You know, what is it you want? You know, how would you like things to be? Bringing in positive energy in your everyday life, you know? So let's just pull a few tarot and then I must close. It's so odd because the light on the camera looks really bright, but on my table, it's really dark. So let's pull a few of these tarot. I'm being guided to do that. They're saying 6 to me, so there's obviously something significant with 6 cards. So what are going to be the next steps, please, Spirit? What are the next steps the divine masculine will be taking? Oops. What are the steps the divine masculine will be taking? What are... Got jumpy tarot. It's like they're hot. It was like, ooh. Come on, please. Spirit, please. Can we have some sense of order? Okay, so we start with 3 of Swords energy. So that's about heartbreak. So let's see what follows. Which one is it? It was that one. Okay. Okay, this is making sense. Let's not worry about it too much until I've got the other cards. Let's see. What are the next steps for the divine masculine, please? Okay. So we have 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and the Hierophant. We have a Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups energy. we have celebration here, 4 of Wands, Empress. Thank you, Spirit. Do you know, I love them so much. I really do, because, you know, they just, how they managed to do this, I do not know. Seriously, this is amazing. So here we have, as I said, the first card that came out was the 3 of Swords. Okay. Sorry, there's some reflection from the window on my screen. The 3 of Swords energy is about heartbreak. Part of the Divine Masculine's hesitance is that he knows that he's caused you pain. He knows that he's broken your heart. He knows that you are spending time in the 9 of Swords energy. And he wants to make your life brighter. But he knows at the moment you're pretty stuck. Let me move it that way, sorry. So yeah, let me put this down. He knows that he's broken your heart in the past. That won't apply to all of you, but it will apply to some. He gets the feeling that at the moment you are dwelling on issues, that you are heartbroken, that you don't know what to do with yourself, that you don't know how to move forward. And certainly for some of you, the Divine Masculine may be watching your social media. He may be picking up this energy via social media, but also he will be picking up your energy anyway, because you mirror each other in the 3D. So when I said that the Divine Masculine had actually woken me up during the week in the 5D, did I say 3D? I meant 5D. When I said that the Divine Masculine had woken me up in the 5D, it's because I was subconsciously picking up how he was feeling in that moment, and then the cards told me. Here we have the mirroring energy. He will be feeling your energy at the moment. He knows you're not in a good place, some of you. It won't apply to all of you, but some of you will not be in a good place. You'll be feeling quite distressed at the moment. You'll be feeling, you know, quite negative, like, you know, life isn't as you would want it to be. So he will be picking that up. He knows he's broken your heart. He's feeling responsible for that. Even if that's not totally true, even if there's other factors that have affected you, he still feels responsible for not being there for you. He wants to bring in this sense of balance, and he wants to heal this situation. You know, here the Hierophant is a beautiful card. It's a card about healing. It's a card about balance. It's a card about inner peace. He wants to bring peace to your connection. Some of his hesitance is that he is trying to find the best way to do that. Okay? Because remember, while we're feeling down, we're feeling insecure, he will be feeling the same way, you know, because he's picking up that energy. So we maybe sometimes have expectations of the Divine Masculine, of him being able to just step forward and sort it. But in actual fact, he's feeling the same emotions we're feeling very often. So, you know, he just wants peace. He wants to bring peace back into this connection. And, you know, here we have the Ace of Cups, the beginning of love. He wants to show you that the love has been there all the time, but he wants to start bringing it into the 3D. He wants to bring love in to mend the heartbreak that he feels responsible for, which is beautiful, frankly. He wants to offer you something stable, because he sees 4 of Wands energy with you. Yes, it's a card of celebration, but also, you know, the 4 of Wands is more than that. It's about foundations. It's about stability. It's about, you know, working together. Not necessarily working. I don't mean working together, but, you know, just about unity, strong foundations here. So, yeah, that's what he wants to offer you. And look at this. The last card they gave us was the Empress, which is your card, Divine Femme. He wants his Empress, and he wants you to be feeling in your Empress energy again. He doesn't want his Empress to be in this energy, and he knows that he can help put this right. He wants to take you out of this energy back into being the Empress that you are, because you are the Empress. You know, Divine Femme, it is your card. So, you know, he wants to offer you that love, that firm foundation, that firm future that will help to put you back into your Empress energy, your abundance, your nurturing energy, you know, put you back at the top of your game, basically. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So, are you ready, Divine Femme? You ready for this? Okay. Right, I'm going to draw that to a close. It's getting very dark in this room. I know that's hard for you to believe because it's light on the camera, but I really struggle to see the cards when it's that horrible sort of half light. I hope that you found that helpful. As always, please drop your likes and your comments down below. Your support really means a lot to me. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, because again, it really helps the channel. It helps the videos to be seen more. And yeah, just if there's anything you want to know, you know, drop a comment down below and let's see if there's any different readings we can do. I can't answer, obviously in a general reading, I can't answer personal issues. So if you would like a personal reading, I do have some spaces before Christmas. We're only a couple of weeks away, I know, in fact, probably less than that now. So if any of you would like a private reading, please look at the information below. I do brief ones that are 15 minutes or so for £15. I don't believe in charging the earth for readings because, you know, it just doesn't feel right to me. I work with spirit and it's them that gives the information. So if any of you would like a reading, have a look in the information below and drop me an email. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Otherwise this will take forever to upload. So take care everyone. Have a beautiful week and we'll revisit the karmic reading again next week. In the meantime, I'll be doing twin flame readings during the week also. Okay, take care everybody. Bye.